It is the start of another month and it is all dedicated to love stories. And the first one we are going to be focusing in is lovely Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Obviously we had to start with this one. It was Walt Disney's first feature-length film and gave him the success that we know today. So let's jump right into the story. We open up on a storybook entitled Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and it opens to tell us the backstory about how this lovely little girl that has an evil stepmother that wants to kill her because she is jealous of her beauty. Once we get past the backstory, we open up onto the queen herself and the magic mirror. And I think this is very interesting that the queen was the first character that is introduced in this entire film compared to Snow White, and they just is like, here's the villain and that's it. Which I also don't know why she's so jealous of Snow White's beauty, because the queen herself is pretty gorgeous. I don't understand this hatred. Once we finally get to see Snow White, she is singing her song about a wishing well and how she wants to find a prince. And this princess ends up finding her and startling her.
I'm wishing for the one I love to find me today. Oh!
Hello.
Oh!
Did I frighten you? Wait. Wait, please. Don't run away.
I don't mind this prince because he actually has some backstory to him. They do meet and they have an interaction moment where you can tell that they both like each other. But I also want to make sure I know how old the prince is, if he's 16 or 17 at the most, because remember, Snow White is only 14 years old. She is a teenager. She is a baby. He better not be over 18. Within a couple of minutes, we already get the plot point that the huntsman has to go after Snow White and kill her for her heart so he can bring it back to the queen so she knows she's dead. When the huntsman is unable to kill her, he blatantly tells her what's going on. There is no subtext. It's literally, run! You need to get out of here. That's it. That's it. You're gonna get died. You're gonna die if you don't run. There is no subtext whatsoever. And it's weird to me that it's just, here's a really crucial moment. That's all you're getting at that moment. It's literally point A to point B in a couple seconds and you don't have any build up or any suspense. Snow White runs away into the forest. This is still better than Blair Witch. It's also a little strange how quickly she goes from being frightened for her entire life to being surrounded by the woodland animals and being happy again because all these animals are going to be protecting of her. We then do become introduced to the Seven Dwarfs and their mining, and it is time for them to head on home, and this entire sequence is tenfold longer of them discovering who Snow White is compared to literally the most crucial point before where she's told that she needs to run away or else she will die. Because she is the princess, they know the name, but they don't know what she looks like. So once they learn who she is, the dwarfs turn into this group of bubbly cheerleaders. The whole relationship of the dwarfs and Snow White is very weird because you think that, okay, they are older men, they could treat her like a father figure and they could take care of her. They do take care of her, they admire her, but they admire her like she is some big celebrity and they are a bunch of her fangirls. And it's very weird because they don't want to harm her at all. They want to take care of her, they want to protect her, but they don't overpower her either. Whatever she says is truth and they're just gonna follow it blindly. For example, there's this entire song about them needing to wash their hands / whole bodies. It is literally a couple of minutes long. And I don't understand why this was needed. This does not have anything to do with the plot. This does not help the direction of the plot. It's just something on the side that shows that the dwarfs are dirty, haha, joke. It doesn't add anything to the storyline. We could literally take it out and it would be a better closed story. The queen finds out that Snow White is still alive. She puts together a spell that will put her into a sleeping death. But also pay attention that it says love's first kiss, not true love's kiss like a lot of people have portrayed it as. It is love's first kiss, which makes this so much better, and it is understandable because these two people have a crush on each other, and in the end when they find each other, the kiss will wake her up because she does have a crush. She's not in love like she says she is, but she has a crush. Another scene that was very strange to me with the dwarf's relationship with Snow White is that they're asking her to describe a love story. She's a 14-year-old girl. What does she know about love? Nothing. Once again, they act like a bunch of, it's like a sleepover, and they're just a bunch of ditzy-eyed girls, fangirls, over, and she's like the head cheerleader, and they're all of her groupies. Which, honestly, I would like to see that adaptation. There's so many different adaptations of Snow White. We should do it where Snow White is like the head cheerleader, and the dwarfs are all of her cheerleader groupies. So in the end, she is tricked by the witch. She eats the poisoned apple, and she is put to sleep. The dwarfs do run after the witch, chase her down up to a hill, and she ends up killing herself trying to kill the dwarfs. And this was a nice practice I did like, saying that the villain is basically killing himself by mistake. It doesn't put any blame on anyone but themselves, and it also shows that they are evil and evil will lose and good will win type of scenario. So I don't mind it at all. I really don't mind that story tactic. I don't understand how long it passes when Snow White is in the coffin. I do question that the spell didn't break after the witch died, because most of the time in magic they always say that when whoever puts the spell on dies, the spell is revoked. This case did not happen. She is just in a sleeping coma. Do they know she's in a sleeping coma, or do they think she's dead? And does the spell also protect her body from disintegrating if she is dead? Because how would they know? I know I'm looking scientifically into it and it's a simple movie, but these are the questions that have popped in my head. They also, when the prince comes, he also isn't told, go ahead, kiss her, it'll break the spell. He literally just goes and kisses her. Is he into necrophilia? They don't tell him to do this. He just does this on his own and she wakes up. It's a little strange when you're looking at it in an analytical standpoint like I was. Overall, it is a fantastic masterpiece. It really does live up to the timeline, and it is something you can enjoy today just like you could almost a century ago. It's 80 years old at this point. They did a fantastic job. It is a true masterpiece, and they truly knocked it out of the park by choosing the story and the animation, and the songs are fantastic. I also do agree that Snow White is a fantastic role model for kids. She's a naive princess, but she's still very kind, and she does do work. She doesn't take things for granted, and she's grateful for what she has. There's even an entire scene where she's praying and is grateful for the things she has. So it shows that she's a well-balanced character, and you can't knock her for wanting to be in love at that age. It's normal, and I feel like even back then it probably was the right age for people to get married, because people only lived until their 40s or even less. And as always, I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you real soon.